let's start just naming them off. First of all, I love your ride and stride. You go from release, release, so your front foot and the release of the pitch. Actually, let me get a little bigger one there. Release, and you start going from release to contact, and that's your timing. You know, hopefully you do that when you're hitting live. You let the pitcher go through all his assholes and elbows, then release, and then you just lean to the speed. Okay, so that's one. Your ride stride is excellent. All right. The next thing is from your setup here, where your hands are. That's fine because you don't have a lot. You don't do a whole lot from this point here to where you get into that spot right there, where your hands just kind of come down just a little bit. So there's that little motion there. That's very little, which is nice. Okay. What a lot of players don't understand is that you need to use your transfer to create some connection. What that means is that this whole piece, your shoulder, your elbow, and your bat, or your wrist and your bat, all of that comes together as one piece going forward. And you need a little bit of time with everything coming forward. When you look at major league hitters, you see everybody just goes one direction forward, and so this is exactly what you're doing. You're just taking an approach, a glide forward, and building momentum so that bat drops into the shoulder slot. That the bat, shoulder, your whole body in your transfer. What that does is that allows the bat to drop down into the shoulder slot, and it takes a real natural drop or fall, which is nice. You got to let momentum allow the bat to drop, which it does, and as you can see, it drops a little bit more here. And then at this point, another thing that's outstanding is that right here you have a real flat swing now, very flat going through, which really helps you when you have to when the pitch is slower. If the pitch is slower, you have to go out and get a ball, and if you're swinging up, with a high finish, then you're going to be swinging straight up when you hit the ball. But you don't, so it's fantastic. Nice flat swing, it's fantastic. You have a very, very nice sideways approach. Look at your back foot. So you go and hit it. Your back foot isn't rotating at all. You don't rotate your back foot at all. But your core turns, and because there's no weight on the back foot, your core rotates everything else around. But for the most part, you're sideways right there. That is technically sideways. There wasn't anything rotating there, but your core. And then the core is going to rotate your lower half, which it does in the finish there to catch yourself. So that's fantastic as well. So you have a nice... The back foot is used as an anchor to keep your approach sideways. And in your case, you keep that back foot sideways so that it's part of your foundation. It's part of what keeps you on the ball. And all good hitters keep that back foot anchored, which allows their hips to stay relatively sideways to allow their core to fire, and then their hips, their knees, their feet, their everything that anchors them to the ground to be sideways. And that gives them a good sideways approach. Your head's in the fire, your nose is on the ball, and you're relatively sideways. If anything, I think that you have an excellent sideways approach. Okay, I chose this ball that you hit up the middle. It's a very nice swing. You swing across your face. You swing right across your face, which is great. Okay, that's excellent. Look how flat your swing is. That's very, very good. Okay, your head's in the action. You hold your posture well. Your posture is at that angle. Sorry. You're holding that through the whole swing. It's not a very good drawing there. There we go. So you hold your posture on the ball. You're maintaining sideways while you keep that nice flat swing. Very good. I could go on. Right now, the only thing I see right now is what I would look at is your bottom hand wrist. I don't know if it's giving you any problem, but I think you got 50, 75 feet, if not 100 feet, that you could get a power added to your stroke. Most young players that are, I don't know, 180 pounds, 190 pounds, hit the ball 380, 400 feet. Well, a professional player at the same height and weight is going to hit it 100 feet further. And there are a lot of reasons. One is the timing. Now, you have great timing of your when you spike the scale here, when you transfer contact, you really use your timing well. If you look at this one here, your sideways land contact, you really use your transfer, boom, boom, and then return, boom. So your three booms. Here it is. Boom, boom, boom. That's excellent. Very, very good. Okay, so that's excellent. What I'd like to know here, let me show you what I wanted to show you here. Okay, let's go in this. Well, I can't change screen, so I'm gonna have to make another video. Your bottom hand, bottom wrist needs to be a little bit more cocked in order to gain more leverage with your front hand to make your front hand and the bat a little bit stronger. It looks like your front hand's pretty straight right here. It's very good. Your front hand is pretty straight all the way to the ball. I didn't draw that very good. A lot of times what happens is that front wrist kind of rolls over, and when that happens, it just gets weak. But your bottom hand is pretty strong there. I just know, as I'll show you in a little video, your front wrist should be stronger, a little bit more cocked. It should change your feel a little bit. It should also keep your elbow tucked into your body really well, so in case you have to hit a ball off your body, that'll help. Now, what my question is what are you thinking? The reason why I say that is because take a look at this. Okay, it just doesn't look like you're getting a lot of leverage into the ball as much as you possibly could. You lack the pop.
Flat line drive.
With the swing that you have, I mean, you have a very, very good swing. Now, I'm not saying you don't have good pop, because you have good pop. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have another 100 feet in you. With those mechanics and your size and potential, I just, when I look at a player, I see his potential. When a guy hits a ball, 380, 400 feet, he's a great player in high school. I see more than that. I see a guy that can really, really hit the ball, hit it 500 feet. And so I'm not seeing the ball jump off the bat like a professional player, but you're not a professional player yet, and that's okay. So what I'm saying is I'm complimenting you, okay? And I'm explaining because I'm pointing something out. I'd have to take or to talk to you personally. Maybe we could do a Skype conference, because I'd like to talk to you about what you're thinking about. Because at the beginning of this, if we take a look at this, at the beginning of your swing here, let's just take a look at the one on the right. You're hitting balls to the left side. Take a look at this one here. Take a look at that screen there, okay? You're hitting balls to the left side here. Hold on a second. I'm wondering if that's what you do when you're hitting. If the most of the time, if you hit the ball to the left side and it doesn't have a lot of pop to it, but when you go up the middle, you get more pop. That's just a question I have. See, like that one. That didn't have the pop that the ones that went up the middle did. I don't know. It's just kind of the feel thing. I have a whole bunch of questions that I'd like to ask you, and one leads to another. And because what I'd like to know is what you're thinking. I'd like to hear what your approach is, not only physically, but mental approach, your urges to hit, your ability to freeze on balls out of the zone, just your complete approach. So in any event, I'm going to send you one more video, and it's going to show you the angle of the wrist. I'm sure you're doing, and you're just trying things randomly. Sure, one day you'll have one setup, another day you'll have another, and finally a swing works, and then a couple days later it doesn't work, and you can't seem to find the combination of why that swing works, and it's this constant randomness. But in fact, really, hitting's not random. It's your movements. It's understanding your approach and your movements, and it's the odds. It's putting yourself in the best position possible with the best mechanics possible, having the smartest plan, hitting the most predictable pitch, and then swinging. If you get a hit, you get a hit. If you swing and miss, you just learn from that miss. You just experienced a miss, and you're just that much closer to hitting it. So, in any event, we should schedule a Skype conversation, and by doing that, I think we could accomplish a lot. Okay, nice job. And I'm going to show you one more video after this, just to show the angles of the wrist, which I'm pretty sure you already know. So, see ya. All right, take a look at Albert Pujols. Look at his wrists. You can see the back of his hand because his hands are cocked. So a little bit more authority as you bring the bat. You have a little bit more connection between your wrist, arms, and bat. Most players lose their power at the connection between their hands and the bat. So that's something you should probably entertain. See if you get more leverage and impact, because the bottom line is, you want to hit a ball 400 feet, it's 8,000 pounds per square inch at contact. So if you can't deliver a blow because your hands are not in position or strong enough, as you notice here, his top hand is palm forward slightly. That gives some more strength as well, almost like how you'd hold a barbell. Your both hands are cocked back slightly. And in any event, like I said, we need to probably do a Skype call, and that would help. And I wish you all the luck. Bye.